Hey, what's up, everybody? Out of This World Entertainment here, where we will share about our comics, our movies, and our video games, and especially everything else that's comic related throughout the world. I'm your host, Tyler Alanis, and today it is just going to be by myself talking since I don't have my two other co hosts here. And, well, they're busy, so you know what? Fuck them. So, before I get started, I hope everybody had a great 2017. Had it. I hope it's gone. If not, just fuck it. Fuck it all. Because it was just a disaster. And I hope they have a great start to 2018. We've been through the first month and it's been going good so far. There was no shootings and definitely no kidnappings or at least anything in an entire emergency. Except there was like a couple tsunamis around, and then there was fires. So far, it's like, come on, guys, get it together. We need to pull through. Yeah, just read up on your news, and you'll eventually catch up. So let's get started. So eventually, like a couple weeks ago, I went to a couple of bars. I was bar hopping, but it wasn't it wasn't regular bar hopping. It was themed bar hopping. Just 2 weeks ago, I went to a theme bar, two of them actually, to the Beetle house and the Scum and Villainy Cantina bar. They're both across the street from each other in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard. If you haven't heard of any of those, look it up because it is themed and it is fun for anybody, not just comic book nerds in particular, but just for everybody. So I think the first place I'm going to talk about is the Beetle House. The Beetle House has a good vibe. It's upstairs. Once you walk in, you'll see like so many lights. It's dark. It's like really like in an amazing color in there. You guys will actually feel the vibe just when you're walking up those stairs when you first enter. It's amazing. Everything was done by Tim Burton. Well, not everything done by him personally, but the movies that he did. Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman, Beetlejuice. Let's see what else he did. Ugh. I think those were just the three things I saw. There was a Pee Wee Herman dangling like up in the ceiling somewhere. And then apparently there was like a Mars Attack head right there. I guess he had something to do with that. I was like, that's weird. I never knew he did that. Everybody's like, oh yeah, he did. Anyway, and then everybody is in costume. It's kind of amazing. And like you see all these weird people. Even the employees are dressed up professionally. Like in cosplay. I saw one that was like Willy Wonka from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That one freaked me out the most. It did. It really freaked me out because they'll walk around and they'll portray their character. And this one happened to come up to me and he was like sniffing my shoulder. I was like, what the fuck? I turned around. I fucking freaked out. Like, no joke. I freaked out. I was like, what the fuck? I was having a drink in my hand and I almost spilled it. I was like, holy shit. He scared me. He fucking scared me. But it was fun. We had a blast. The drinks are actually interesting too. Like there was the let me think of one. Edward's Lemonade. It's just whiskey. It's really strong whiskey. I didn't read it because their description was kind of weird because it didn't really say whiskey or any type of whiskey they were serving. It just said Edward's Lemonade and just left it at that. There was actually Fishbowl. That's a pretty big drink. It will serve for two. So if you plan to go, get that, but share with someone, please. And then there was Halloween Time. And there was one more. I think it's Nightmare drink. It was Nightmare something. I don't remember at the top of my head because I was buzzed when I was like looking at this menu like the third time. I was like, oh my god, I think the first two drinks are so strong they got to me already. But that shouldn't really happen to me. I don't know why. It shouldn't. I don't know. But yeah, the drinks are pretty good. I like the vibe. The lights were interesting. And you know what? There was a lot of good people to talk to because they were all talking about nothing else but Tim Burton films. That's it. Just nothing but Tim Burton. Yeah, I saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I thought it was crap. Oh, I loved Batman and Batman Forever. No, not Batman Forever. Scratch that. Scratch that. Scratch that. Batman Returns. Oh my God. I fucked up. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, yeah, it was really interesting. They had statues. The lights were on the floor. There were actually tapes of like people like dead, like of like a murder, like a murdered crime that's right there. It was really interesting. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I laid on the floor like with my cup. I was like, and people were like, oh no, he's dead. He's dead. Dead. And everybody was gathering around. I was like, I'm not dead. I'm just taking a nap. They're like, oh, killer. Oh my God. And there was some terrific artwork that I saw, like of Batman, and then there was one of Beetlejuice, I believe. And they actually put the door for Beetlejuice, like I guess when they stumble onto the office, they just drew it out. You'll see it when you get there. You'll know what I'm talking about. Just go. You're going to have a blast. And, oh, two more things before I move on to the next bar is that besides the bar, there is a restaurant like in the back. It's hidden, but it's in the back. It's like a separate doorway. And it's really cool. I haven't been in there, but I am planning to try it next time because I heard their food was really delicious. I stumbled across people who came from the restaurant and came to the bar afterwards. I was like, oh, how's the food? Like, oh, yeah, it's really interesting. And then there's still cosplays like going around the tables, like in the restaurant. I was like, oh, my God, this is like they should just put this in Disneyland. Why didn't they? Is it not Disney friendly? I think it should be Disney friendly, but minus the fuck ups and all that. Don't scare the kids. Ay. And I was like, wow, you know what? I gotta try this. I gotta try the food here sometime because I'm getting like a lot of good feedback when I was talking to everybody about it. And you know what? Not just that. The funny thing about this bar is their bathroom. Now, their bathroom is also in the back, but there's no door to either one of them, men or women's. You just walk in and you go. If you're a guy, you go straight down. Well, let me back that up. When you walk into the bathroom, like in the hall, the first thing you're going to stumble is the women's room. There's no door, and there's not even, well, there might be a door. There was a door for the ladies when you have to go number 2. But it's just everything else. You go stumble in and you're like, hey, what's up, ladies? You want to get down sometime? But then the other side of that is the men's room, and apparently you can see their junk, like right there. There was no door for number 2. I tell you that. It's weird, and it was kind of funny. And there was like themed things around it too. Like the sink was fucking weird. I was like, holy shit, it's like I'm in a nightmare. Might as well be Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh my God, this is so weird. I had a good time. I hope to bring my friends there sometime. They would actually have a good time. If you're into things like theme bars and all that, trust me, go to the Beetle house. You will have a good time. Look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. So anyway, on to the next one is the Scum and Villainy Cantina bar. Now this one had a lot of like good things going around because they were playing music. They really did have the best drinks, and everything was Star Wars. Like, it's not just paintings or like art or lights like that. It's actually designed like the Cantina bar. like different, but in the same kind of mood of it. And I think it was fabulous. I locked in. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And if you are planning to do like these two bars, they're right across the street from each other. Just find parking. If you get drunk, just walk across the street and bar hop. I think that was kind of cool how they're right next to each other. And I felt more vibe on both of them. Like, I'm not comparing like one another, but just go do it. But anyway, back to the Cantina bar. So I walk in and I sit in the actual Cantina bar. Wink, wink. The first thing I ordered was the Forest Moon. Now, the Forest Moon is kind of a ultimate mixed drink. And it kind of, when you taste it, it will taste like a Scooby snack. It will taste like one of those cookies that they sold back like 5 to maybe 7 years ago. Like the Scooby snacks, like the cookies. They taste like those. And it was really good. They put whipped cream and the cherry, and they put marshmallows, little tiny marshmallows into it. It was delicious. Forest Moon. Gotta get that. And the next thing I had was the blue milk. The blue milk was not entirely taste like actual milk. It's actually pina colada. And it was tasty because they added like some blue food coloring into it, which is bad, but it was still good at the same time. It was perfect to hit that drunk mark. And I was like, oh my God, I had like 3 of those and I was like totally out of it. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? Oh God, this is really the Star Wars dream. And everybody's in costume. That was the best thing. There was half people in costume. Not just the employees, but everybody in general. Like, you see helmets being put on. You see a Chewbacca. Well, half a Chewbacca walking around. If you don't understand what I'm saying when I mean half, it means there's just like a mask. That's it. That's all they're just wearing on their face. And then you got like some. There's actually one who's like a created Star Wars character theory guy, whatever. I talked to him and he was like, "What are you dressed as?" I was like, "Oh, I'm like dressed as like my own bounty hunter, but I did it in Star Wars theme, and I caught the mood of it." I was like, "Oh, really? Let me see the design, like of the costume." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this like jetpack. It was like I made it by hand. It's like really amazing. It lights up." I was like, "Whoa!" All drunk. I was like, "Whoa, man, that's awesome! Oh my God." I was talking about forward to this guy. He's really cool, and he always hangs out there because apparently he advertises the fucking bar. And I was like, all right, that's cool. Goodbye. But yeah, the music, it was far out playing. They played more like 80s to early 90s music. And I was like really getting the good mood from it, because when you're drinking and you're drunk or even have a buzz, that's kind of the good music you want to dance to. I was like, cool. Because at regular bars, you just listen to fucking techno. It's like, really? Fucking seriously, techno? Who's going to fucking dance to techno? I want to hear some good music. I want to hear something from the bands that usually come in. But no, they really had the good vibe on their stereo, like above, and I loved it. I loved it so much. There's another drink that caught my eye that I had to try, and this really took me off the mark of like the buzz limit, and I officially got drunk. There's a shot called Valhalla, or Valhalla. It's a Mad Max reference, if you must know, and if you don't know what it means, watch the movie. They'll be spraying stuff on their face. Let me explain. So this drink, it's like vodka, and then it's another portion of a drink. And then when you get that drink, you also get a little spray that says Coca on it. Not Coke, like, not that stuff. Nuh-uh. No, we don't do that there. It's just a spray can that's kind of like a flavory mixture with the shot. It's really good. So what you do first, the bartender will actually do this with you. It's really fun. So what you do first, you spray that shit on your mouth, like all over your mouth, like in the movie, but you scream Van Hella when you're doing it. It's like, for Van Hella! Ah! And then you take that shot. It's really good, but it's really strong at the same time. I was like, oh, man. Oh, man. The bartender was the same way as I am. He's like, woo! It was really hilarious, and I enjoyed all of it. I really did. I hope you guys go. It's in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard. Look up the address. It is fantastic. Both bars, both fantastic. But same again. There was one thing I had to be a little mad about in the Star Wars Cantina bar. There was, and no joke, a Star Trek prop. Right there. There was a Star Trek weapon on the fucking bar. And I was like, excuse me, sir. He was like, what's up? He's like, take that fucking prop down. That is a disgrace towards Star Wars. He was like, that's not Star Wars? I was so shocked to hear this guy say that's not Star Wars. I was like, that's fucking Star Trek. He was like, oh. I'm not going to take it now. It looks pretty cool as it is. I'm like, nah, all right. But it's funny because it's just sitting up there. I caught it and I was yelling for the entire 15 minutes. No joke. Literally 15 minutes. And everybody was kind of agree with me for like 5 minutes of that, and then they stopped. But, ay. What a good night. What a good night. Well, I think I'm going to stop the episode from here. I'm sorry if this was a short episode. I thought this kind of gives like a mood to like go try like these two theme bars, and you'll kind of get like a little excitement out of your life, I guess. Well, that's it I'm going to talk about for today. This is Out of This World Entertainment. I am your host, Tyler Alanese. And that is basically just it. Remember, if you are going to drink, go to these two fucking bars. No joke. They're good. Good night, everybody.